Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video, and as you can see, this one's a little bit different. I'm working on photos from Canada, and I'm in Montreal now, and this is the Notre Dame Basilica in Montreal. It's fantastic. Whoo, I have a lot of pictures from this place. So what I did here was I took a 12 by 12, is this a Becky Higgins? Yes, 12 by 12 Becky Higgins page protector, where it's all 3x4 pockets except here. This one is a 4x6. And I thought, you know what? I have so many photos from this place. I'm going to make it a flip out. So I have already creased the inside. I'll move these so you can kind of see. So this will fold over. I've already placed some photos of what I want to do maybe on the other side, but those are not part of this layout. They're a separate thing. But I need to figure out how in the world to put all these together and make it look good. So as you can see, I do have this sort of half-filled 4x6 pocket. I would love to find a cool card that goes with that and keep it where it is rather than moving it. I'm trying to break up all these 3x4 pockets. But then I still have two where I need to find something to go in there. And I think I'm going to end up having at least 3 layouts. There's one on the other side of this, plus 2 more. Maybe even another one after that. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to keep it to 3. But I have other layouts where I can journal. So I'm not like super concerned that I need to journal here. So it could be that I just end up with all filler cards that just say something. Or I build it and it's got an embellishment or a piece of ephemera or something. But I have a lot to work with here. I do have some of those foiled cross stickers left. I could use some of those if I needed to. But I'm thinking obviously maybe go blue, because there's a lot of blue happening here in different places. But I also have gold and silver in both of these. I have gold. You can see that tint everywhere. But then also kind of white and silver with the candles and some of the backdrops and stuff. So I definitely have choices. And my fear is like, I just don't want it to be too dark. A lot of these are dark because it was dark in there. Even with adjusting my lighting and stuff, parts of it were hard to photograph. So I would like to lighten it up a little bit. I just don't know exactly how. So I went into my yellow, and gold is included in that, as you can see. This bag of scraps here, because I thought I had a piece of vellum in there that had gold stripes, but I don't. So either I used all that or it's still in my specialty paper bin. I just can't remember because I haven't looked at it lately. And then I got excited because I found this other piece of this gold sparkly paper I had. But oh boy, when I put this up here, like I don't like that at all. I think that's way too much. And I don't actually think there's enough like sparkly gold that would work. This is kind of the only thing really that's even close to that. The rest of these are very muted, so I don't think this is the way to go. So I'm going to go into my specialty bin and see if I can find that vellum that I was thinking of. Well, sadly I must have used that striped gold that I had because it wasn't in there. But I found 2 other things. They're a possibility. They both happen to be acetate. So I have this chunk that clearly I used for something else, and this is what was left. I think it's technically gold, but it almost looks like coppery when you put it down. And that actually works well color-wise with a lot of the browns and sort of muted gold tones. So it's not awful. It's, I don't know, the haphazard nature of the pattern makes me question it, but it's definitely an option. Now this one I'm more excited about. It's stripes, but it's stars. And yes, it's busy, but for some reason, this appeals to me more than this. And I think it's because this is a random pattern. This has more structure to it. And it's vertical lines. You've got vertical lines here. You've got a vertical line here. You've got vertical lines here. I think that's why it's working. Like even the candles actually are vertical lines. So I think that's why I like it better. So I'm going to use it, I think, on one pocket for sure. Like I could do, if I did it maybe here, if I were desperate and couldn't find anything to fill up here that I liked, I could make another one. I don't want it to be in all 3 though, because I want some kind of other color pop in there. But this would help lighten it up a little bit because it's see-through. Obviously, you will see a photo on the back, or a white piece of cardstock if on the other side I end up using a card. That's okay. I actually don't mind if white shows through because I've got white happening. So that's all good. So I think I'm going to use this for at least one pocket and I'll go from there. Okay, so I've cut down one pocket card for that. So I've got it there. May not end up living there, but that's where it is for now. When I was looking at this and trying to figure out like what could I use as a background for a color, I realized I do have kind of teal or aqua happening. I have it here, here, and I wondered, should I move this card to the other side and exchange it with something else? Because while I've got that happening here, it's nowhere else really on the right-hand side that's noticeable. But if I moved it over, would that help balance it a little bit better and make it more noticeable if it's opposite from this? I kind of like it, actually. I feel like it lightens it up. I like that they're not right next to each other, but close enough where the eye is led there. So I think for now, I'm going to keep those there. Oh, I just thought of something. Then it'll be next to whatever I pick. That might be that color. Shoot. Do I need to switch these then? Sorry if you can hear my kids upstairs. When they game, man, they get loud. So maybe it's better to do it like that. Oh, yes, because then they're opposite corners. Diagonal from each other. That's the way to go. I like it. As I was looking at this, I realized I still have the same problem because this will be next to whatever's in that pocket. But I really like that these are opposite each other, so I'm going to leave it for now. And I did the same thing I did before where I went into my scraps first. I went into my blues. I found two options. I have this one, which is quite busy, and I think it might be a hair short of 3 inches or 4 inches tall. I think, though, I could get away with it. If it's just a little bit, it'll be fine, like not that noticeable. But it's a very strong pattern. I love the color. But the pattern, it's bold. It's a choice. Not sure. But then I had this in there. And I actually cut this for a different page, I think, in this album that was a different church. And it's not the exact same color, but it's not that far off. It's kind of a crazy pattern, but I like it. And I just wonder, like, is it better to do it up here away from this and then have a solid card? But then these are next to each other, or here. Kind of on this side, anywhere I put this, it's going to be next to something. So I don't mind it there, actually. Maybe I'll just have to end up playing around with it as to which slot it'll end up in eventually. And then really I need to find a pocket card that's already made that says something to go in here. Maybe that will solve all of my problems. All right, I've pulled out a bunch of pocket cards, and I do these in color order. So this section starts with orange, but then it ends in kind of these blue, turquoise, aqua tones. So I'm going to look through these cards and see, is there anything that would work with what I got going here? Okay. Kind of hoping things are coming together. I found two things. I obviously have my cross sticker, so I might use that like on here. I feel like maybe that's too busy, but I have another option you'll see in a minute. And then I have this set of cut aparts, paper snips, they're called, from Bramble Fox. Look at the color of all of these. It matches very well with my color scheme. And there are some up here that would even work. Like this one says, have faith. I will never use that in any other way because I'm not a person of faith. So why not use it here? So I think something's going to get used out of there. And then I had two card choices. This one, because I originally thought I would stamp in it, but now maybe I'll use some of these words. I'll cut them out and put them in there. If I use that card, then I could put some of them over here as well. But then I also have this one, which is, a solid. I feel like maybe it grounds the rest of this better than this. This is kind of competing with these, I think. So if I were to go with this, certainly then I could mix and match a lot of these. And actually I could sprinkle some around all of the cards. So maybe that's the best way. Like, don't overthink it. But then do I want to include one of these on here with the words? Like I could cluster it, layer it somehow. But you know what? It's good to have choices. So as you can see, I've already cut into some of these, and I was trying to keep the sheet like as whole as possible without having to cut every single phrase out just because I was being lazy kind of. I think I'm going to end up having to cut everything. because now I've cut into it in like 4 different places. I might as well just cut it all. But I cut off this strip thinking I might use the one that says tranquil. So actually, while I have it in my hand, let's just do this because then that one's ready. I don't think there was anything else. Nope, not on that row. But then I've also cut out these. I did the one that says have faith, and then I have this one that says one of a kind. So I'm still going to look through here to find some other phrases that I like, but at least I found a couple and I got started. All right, so hopefully you can see that I cut out some other phrases from what I had. I kind of wanted to get a nice mix between the black, the kind of turquoisey color, and then some white. And I have more of everything. So I'm going to start playing with these and arranging them and then seeing, like, is this enough or do I need more? I think I have it figured out. I'm going to do 3 on each card so that it feels very balanced and each one kind of gets the same amount of attention. So I've got 3 up here, these 3 here. I'll fill in the date, and then I haven't decided. I might do some gold splattering or something, but I haven't decided yet. And then I have these 3 down here. From what I had cut, this is the only one I have left. And when I was looking, I feel like so many of these photos are already like so ornate, so much going on. I thought maybe I should just do it here, down in that little lower left corner. It's a little bit of dead space. It balances this nicely. I think it's going to go there. Okay, so I attached all of the phrases. I did change them a little bit as to the positioning of them, but they're all there. And then I did decide to do some ink splattering on here. Obviously, the other ones don't need it. They've got gold on them. They have stuff happening. This one did not. I do feel like that makes it fit better. And I just want to show, this is what I used. I used to do the Heidi Swap Color Shine, but when that got discontinued, I switched to the Nuvo, what is it called? Sparkle. They just call it Nuvo Sparkle Spray. And you know what? I've been pretty happy with it. I like it. So if you haven't tried it, pick it up, see if you like it. But looking at this, I don't think it needs anything else. So here's another one done for Canada. Thanks for watching.